Stark, Main & Co are a UK award-winning firm of chartered tax advisors and accountants committed to offering high-quality tax and business advisory services. With a committed and professional team, we have the focus and drive to help you change the numbers which are important to you. We are proud of the difference we can make together.
The rugby season in Scotland began in earnest yesterday with the launch of the revamped Scottish League, which is now contested by the 40 top teams in Scotland. Among them are 8 Borders sides, and they had mixed fortunes on the opening day. Let's begin with the Premiership, and sitting at the top of the table today is Gala, following their 35-18 bonus point win at home to Heriots. Coach George Graham had said that nothing but a win would do, and he got that with interest. Ewan Dodds scored 2 tries, with Craig Robertson and George Graham also touching down for the second week running. Lee Miller was in good kicking form with 3 penalties and 3 conversions. Reaction then from Ewan Dodds.
5 points at the start of the season is massive. Got off to a winning start, so can't ask for any more. At the start of the game we would have taken any sort of win, and I suppose getting the 4 tries is just icing on the cake, so we'll take that into next week. We've got 2 massive training sessions, and then we have to go up to Edinburgh, which is never an easy task, so there's not going to be any easy games this season, so we'll have to go into it with the same mindset and hopefully the same result will follow.
You can see the tries from the match online at Borders Rugby Television at bordersrugby.net. Current champions Melrose are trying to get their 3rd title in 3 years, and they had a tough start visiting Bridgehawk, the home of Stirling County. They rarely get any success at that venue, but they laid their bogey and they won 24-15 with a 4-try bonus to boot. Greg White, Andrew Nagle, Andrew Skeen and Peter Eccles were the scorers, with Skeen converting 2 of them. Here's coach Craig Chalmers.
We didn't play particularly well, at times a bit scrappy. It's important to start with a win, so confidence for the boys. As I say, it's never an easy place to come to Bridgehawk. Next week we're back home, the Green Yards, and I'm looking forward to the game against Curry. With
Dundee beating Aberdeen 39-24 in the Caledonian Derby and Ayr winning 38-22 at Boroughmuir, there were plenty of points in the Premiership. Curry drew 10-all with Edinburgh Accies, and the 6 unbeaten sides from yesterday will actually meet each other next week, with Melrose hosting Curry, Gala visiting Raeburn Place to face Edinburgh Accies, and Ayr at home to Dundee. Moving to the National League, and the big local derby was between Selkirk and Kelso at Philiphaugh. Selkirk won the match but made heavy weather of it, despite having the bulk of possession and winning the try-count 3-1. Their 3 tries were credited to Andrew Rennick, Stuart Forrest and Angus Duckett, with Josh Welsh kicking 2 conversions. A late Greg Minto try for Kelso made things interesting, but Selkirk held on to win 19-16. Murray Hastie kicked 3 penalties for the visitors. We hear from both camps, starting with Kelso coach Eugene Murnane, followed by his Selkirk counterpart, Ewan Robbie.
We could have won it in the end, but hey, let's be truthful about it. Daylight robbery would have been an understatement, the first half. I suppose we hardly got out of our own 22, if the truth be known. We soaked up no end of pressure. They squandered their chances. Obviously, that's a concern for them. But from our point of view, I thought in the first half we showed a lot of character in our defence. Do you know what I mean? Where there have been times this time last year where we would probably have folded, but at least we brought attitude to the game and we defended for long periods, But then the second half, then we spoke then at half-time about how we felt that we had to get our hands on the ball, build a bit of pressure through the phases, build a bit of pressure through possession of the ball, which we had no possession first half. I felt we'd done that a little bit in the second half. Tactically, I thought perhaps there was times where we could have played the territory a bit more, and take a bit more pressure off ourselves. But this game is history now, and these are things we'll address as well on Tuesday and Thursday, hopefully to rectify them for our first home game next week.
I was a bit nervy then, but our players have spoke about it after the game, and coaches as well, and we just know that's not acceptable. That's the way that went on. We created that many chances in the first half. We got the 3 tries, and we've just got to notice how to score the tries. The amount of scoring opportunities it created was unreal, and we just didn't finish them off.
Hawick scored 4 tries and 32 points at Inverleith when they faced Stuart's Melville, but it wasn't enough for victory. But they did manage a draw and a bonus point for scoring 4 tries. Rory Hutton, Keith Davis, Graham Anderson and captain Greg Cottrell got their names on the score sheet, with Neil Rennick bagging 3 conversions and a penalty, with Lee Armstrong also kicking a penalty. Here's Hawick head coach Phil Leck.
Very pleased with the set piece this week. We competed well at the scrum, competed well at the line-out. I think competed well at the contact areas. I thought we could have done, and Stu Mel did really, really well in that area. We counter-attacked well as usual, and I suppose at the end of the day, the draw was about right. It would have been unfair for either side to have come away with a loss, I suppose, but we'd probably be a little bit more pleased with the away draw than they would be.
Jed Forest lost for the second week running at home, this time in the National League, to Hillhead Jordan Hill by 24 points to 6. It's been a disappointing start for Jed, with just 2 Ian Chisholm penalties in the credit column. Jed president is Billy Grieve.
A bit disappointed with the result today. I thought we boys stuck in well, but the fitness of Hillhead fell in the end. They're running a few tries in the second half. Our young lads, I thought they tired.
The other games in that division ended Glasgow Hawks 12, Watsonians 9 and Hamilton 16, Biggar 16. Next Saturday, the local derby is between Hawick and Selkirk. Kelso are at home to Hamilton and Jed Forest face Watsonians at Mireside. Moving on to the Championship, and Hawick YM were taking part at the highest level the club has ever competed at, and they won their first ever game, beating Kirkcaldy 18 points to 6. They scored the only tries of the match thanks to Gary Douglas and Liam Lawrence, with Chris Ritson adding a conversion and a couple of penalty goals. Hawick YM coach Jamie McFarlane.
Not too happy with the performance in general, but really pleased that we've got a win. We'll take a great deal of confidence from that. I don't think we were anywhere near the level that we were at against Gala in the Border League last week, but to be at this point of the season, having not had a big pre-season, having so many changes in personnel, I'm really thrilled that we've got off to a winning start, and I'm sure we can move on and improve in the not too distant future.
That victory actually ranks Hawick YM 7th in the Borders, their highest ever position. That's because Peebles lost their tricky opening match at Musselburgh 35-11. Connor Blythe got their only try, with Greg Rayburn adding 2 penalties. Next week, Peebles are at home to Haddington and Hawick YM visit Howe of Fife. Don't forget, for all the latest news, results, audio, video, stats and rankings, go to bordersrugby.net.